Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Steve Sharkey. I'm the director of the Baltimore City Department of Transportation. Thank you for coming out today as we talk about winter and snow preparedness. As the winter season approaches, I want you to know that the City of Baltimore is fully prepared for inclement weather. Under the leadership of Mayor Brandon Scott, the Baltimore City Snow Team has been working very hard to ensure that we are ready to deliver prompt and efficient service to the residents of Baltimore. I mean, if I'm being real here, we've been meeting every week on Zoom since last April. The Department of Transportation, along with the Departments of Public Works, Recreation and Parks, and General Services, have been working together. Since early summer, we have fully examined operations to ensure that we have the tools and resources necessary to efficiently execute our snow program. We've also hosted mock snow drills to ensure that we are ready for the inclement weather. I want to thank our snow team partners here today that help keep the city's streets safe and passable each year. DPW, Recs and Parks, General Services, the Police Department, Fire, Health, Housing, Homeless Services, and the Mayor's Office of Emergency Management. The winter season brings unpredictable weather, and I want to personally assure Baltimore residents that the city is prepared. Thank you, and now I'd like to introduce the mayor of our great city, Brandon Scott.
Thank you, Director Sharkey, and good morning, everyone. Thank you all for being here. We all know the winter season can be a challenging time as we are faced with freezing temperatures and, of course, as Baltimore weather would have it, unpredictable conditions. Today, I am proud to announce that the city of Baltimore is fully prepared for winter weather and whatever else Mother Nature brings our way. Under the leadership of Director Sharkey, we have thoroughly examined our snow operations to improve the level of service that we deliver to the residents and businesses of Baltimore. I want to thank Council President Mosby, Director Sharkey, and his team of dedicated employees who you see here today, along with Director Mitchell, Director Moore, Director Nash of General Services, who all support snow operations each winter. I'd like to also thank our Police Commissioner Michael Harrison, Fire Chief Ford, Deputy Chief James Wallace of the Director of the Office of Emergency Management, Kim Elsman, Director of Public Health Preparedness and Response, Director Augustine of the Mayor's Office of Homeless Services, and Dwayne Saunders, Assistant Commissioner at DHCD. With a snow budget of $6.83 million, the city's snow removal program includes over 300 essential personnel, 294 pieces of equipment, and more than 300 pieces of contractor equipment. We are now fully stocked with over 15,000 tons of salt and ready to assault and treat city streets. I would like for every resident to know that I am fully confident that Director Sharkey and the rest of our team are fully prepared to tackle any snow that comes our way to keep the city moving. And I'd like to also let the residents know that even though I'm fully confident, the director and his team know that I will be out making sure that they do that myself personally. We ask for full cooperation of the residents so that we can be successful in clearing our streets in the event of snow weather, which we all hope we don't get a single inch of this winter. During a winter storm, we strongly advise people who do not have to travel to stay at home. Before we get into winter weather season, motorists should become familiar with the 3 phases of the city's snow emergency plan and know before you go. You can find that at snow.baltimorecity.gov. We encourage everyone to be ready for the snow season ahead in order to stay safe in the winter. And when you're out, and you have to be out, unfortunately, in this weather, we want you to be careful. We want you to avoid places that we know have lots of accidents, like I-83 that's behind us, for example. And if you're going to be traveling on those roads, travel at a slow and safe pace. You cannot drive on I-83 when it's raining, let alone when it's snowing, at speeds of 50, 60, 70 miles per hour, which you shouldn't do in the first place. Citizens should also tune into local news stations and visit the city's snow page, snow.baltimorecity.gov, for updated information during inclement weather. And also, you can also find there which streets and what order streets are treated in the city. If you live on a residential street, Yes, put it into 311 so that we can know that my team, the city administrator, Chris Shorter, who's here today, can track those requests to make sure that you are getting the service that you deserve. Thank you, Baltimore. Stay safe, stay warm during this winter season. And now I'd like to turn it over to our City Council President, Nick Mosby, for remarks. Mr. President.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I stand here as a representative of the Baltimore City Council, as a committed partner to the mayor and his administration. We understand and know and seen firsthand the hard work that the mayor and his team are putting in to ensure that Baltimore is properly prepared for this next winter. That's going to be a winter where this administration is going to deliver effective, efficient, and equitable services to all citizens in the city of Baltimore. As your council representative, you are our eyes and our ears to provide any constituent services issues for us to work directly with the administration. And as the mayor has stated, and as I will continue to state, we stand here committed to doing so. What you see in front of you today is an all hands on deck approach that's not only with the administration, but goes down to the legislative branch in the city council. And that's exactly what this sign of unity stands for today. The last thing I'll say is to our residents in our communities, we understand and know and see who the vulnerable folks are in our communities. Don't allow them to succumb to any of the winter conditions or the problems because they do not necessarily have the means or the access or the know-how to be connected to city services. All of the mayor team and his folks stand behind me today, ready and willing to support the citizens of Baltimore, particularly our most vulnerable citizens. Again, this unified approach is an approach that we need to continue to take and that we will take so we can battle this winter together. Next up, I'll invite up the amazing Director of DPW, Director Mitchell.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor. Let me take this thing off. Good morning, and thank you, Mayor Scott, Council President Mosby, and Director Sharkey for your remarks. Each winter, Baltimore City Public Works collaborate closely with our partner, the Department of Transportation. Our agencies help to remove snow and ice from city streets. We provide trucks and equipment with snow plows and drivers. We run designated routes, and we work around the clock as needed to ensure our roadways are passable during the snow and ice events. When winter hits, especially the cold, water mains break and water service can freeze. Residents should prepare now for any emergencies that could come up if that kind of event should happen. Always have bottled water on hand. If your pipe freezes, our water mains break, our storms take down power lines, having that water supply for a few days is very critical. When temperatures remain at or below 25 degrees for a prolonged period of time, we recommend that you keep a thin stream of water running from your faucet in the lowest point of your home. It should be about the size of a pencil. This will help your pipes from freezing. Please make sure that all outside water hoses are disconnected now and that the water from any outside faucet is turned off during the winter months. Also, periodically check your sump pump. Frozen lines can lead to floods in basement. Again, I urge residents to be prepared. Please keep in mind that the Department of Public Works makes repairs on the city side of the meter. So repairs on private property or on the property owner's side is the property owner's responsibility. In the event of severe weather, you can keep up service charge such as trash, and you can keep up with service charge such as trash and recycling collections by watching or listening to local TV and radio stations. We also post updates on the Department of Public Works website and on our social media, Twitter, Nextdoor, and Facebook. Reminder, if you see water bubbling up or freezing on your streets, call 311 if you're in Baltimore City, or if you're outside the city, call 410-396-5352. And in the event of snow or ice, we ask residents to assist in clearing the storm drain around their home to prevent possible flooding. Again, thank you. And now I present to you the Director of the Department of General Service, Ms. Chichi Nahaja-Nash.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for that introduction, Director Mitchell. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chichi Nahaja-Nash, and I am the Director of the City's Department of General Services. We are here this morning, as we are every year, in support of Director Sharkey and the Department of Transportation. And again, I can reaffirm what you've heard. The siren? Okay. And I can reaffirm what you have already heard today, which is the city is ready for any upcoming snow weather that we might receive. For DGS, the snow season starts in July. That is when we have our highly trained automotive mechanics technicians working on the preparations for snow preventative maintenance work. That means that they are pulling in the city's entire fleet of 294 vehicles and undertaking services to ensure that the components such as the plows and the salt spreaders and the brine tanks that you see displayed behind me today are in full working condition, that they were properly put away from the prior season, and that once an activation takes place, that equipment is ready to go the minute the operators step into it. Our facilities management group also plays a critical role in preparing and responding to snow events. We are responsible for ensuring that key city buildings are prepared and ready, that the sidewalks are safe for the residents and the employees who might be walking on them, that the buildings themselves remain warm and are adequately, that we can ensure that the employees working in them are working in a safe condition. We also have to keep in mind some rather obscure or strange criteria that we need to meet. For instance, at the Barks Animal Shelter, we need to make sure that the chemicals we use are safe for the animals' paws, and so we don't treat every building the same way. There are some unique situations. This year, we will also be sure to prioritize any health department facilities and any municipal centers that will be key in continuing the response to the COVID pandemic and ensuring that citizens are able to continue receiving those services. Thank you again to the Baltimore City Snow Team and for all the hard work and support that we have and the collaboration that we have with them as we prepare. At this point, I would like to introduce Fire Chief Niles Ford to give a few comments.
Thank you, Chi-Chi. Every day, members of the Baltimore City Fire Department spend their time making sure the citizens of this community remain safe, especially as we approach winter months. I cannot stress enough how important it is to practice fire safety while attempting to keep warm. One important life-saving tip to remember is to make sure your home has a working smoke alarm on every level. In the event of a fire, a smoke alarm is your first defense. When you hear it, get out and stay out. As city residents have the advantage of having smoke alarms installed in your home for free by calling 311. We also encourage you to equip your home with carbon monoxide detectors to detect the colorless, odorless, poisonous gas. Additionally, if you are utilizing an alternative heating source, such as a space heater, please do so with caution. Space heaters should never be left unattended. They should be placed at least 3 feet from any possible combustible material and should be placed on a flat surface. Please remember, kerosene heaters are prohibited in the city of Baltimore and are very, very dangerous. Never use your oven as an alternative heating source. As the winter months settle in, remember your oven is for cooking, not for heating your home. Our priority is to make sure you all are safe during these winter months. Within the Baltimore City Fire Department, our members are continuously educating the community on fire safety, escape plans, and improving the safety of their homes. Staying fire safe requires a different approach, and we hope you remain vigilant about fire safety. You can stay warm and also stay safe. At this time, I'd like to present Deputy Chief Jay Wallace, OEM Director.
Thank you, Chief Ford. Also, thank you, Council President, Mr. Mayor, for your leadership. I'm Deputy Chief Wallace from the Office of Emergency Management. Within the Office of Emergency Management is our responsibility to provide support to all city agencies, especially the snow team that you see behind me, during inclement weather and during times of emergency, but also provide support to our city residents. Our motto is that safety begins with preparedness. During winter months, especially when there's inclement weather, vehicle accidents, incidents of carbon monoxide poisoning, cases of heart attacks, hypothermia, and frostbite are known to increase, all weather related. As Chief Force previously mentioned, having ulterior heating sources can be an extremely dangerous thing. While you're identifying ways to heat your home, it's important to remember never to use a generator, a gas grill, or other gasoline, propane, or charcoal burning devices anywhere near a residence, including up to 20 feet within those residents and areas around open doors, windows, and vents to the outside. Now is the perfect time to not only prepare yourself and your family, but also prepare your home for winter months. Finally, we want to emphasize the creation of emergency kits, not only for your home, but also for your vehicle. Preparedness starts at the family level, and there are a lot of things that families can do to prepare themselves, not only for upcoming weather events, but also for the power outages that could result due to ice and or snowstorms. We encourage our residents, if you have to go out, always dress warm, otherwise stay indoor and stay off the roads unless you need to be out. And finally, to reemphasize one of Chief Ford's points, remember to dial 311 if you're in need of a smoke detector inside of your home. And I'm going to turn it over to Director Sharkey for some final words.
Thank you, Chief Wallace, and thank you everyone for coming out today to discuss snow preparedness. The mayor and I are available to take any questions.
Questions?
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Hold on, Mackenzie, because we can't hear you. Try it now.
Is that better?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. We have a lot of questions about crime. I know we're here to talk about snow preparedness, but on the heels of yesterday's murder of the Miss Player inside of her church, do you think it's time for you to pivot your crime-fighting strategies given this crime continues to surge out of control?
So I think, Mackenzie, I'm going to say this again, right? We are going to find who killed this woman. We are going to go out and make sure that we hold that person accountable. That's what we're focused on. We are going to continue to invest in new ways of how we're dealing with public safety in Baltimore. Despite your station's inability to have recollection, we know that the other way doesn't work, right? They tried it my whole life. We are going to hold people accountable. We are going to make sure that we are tracking down people who are killing seniors inside of churches. But we also have to have some sorts of intelligence and understanding how an event like this is not something that the police solely can prevent, because our police department is not going to be sitting in a church bathroom waiting for someone. Someone, unfortunately, was determined to do this heinous thing, and it's our responsibility to not be so insensitive, so stupid, to focus on anything other than bringing that person to justice and making sure that that family and that community and that church gets the trauma, a healing that they need. Next question.
So what can police do then? If you say that they couldn't have prevented that crime, what can police do to prevent future crimes? Because
thank you. I think you know what police can do and what they continue to do, right? We know that there's a section of Baltimore City a certain group of people that commit violence, and we know that's who the police are focused on. Those are the folks that we talk to you guys ad nauseum about, and the gun arrests that they make, and the homicides, and the non-fatal shooting arrests. They will be focused on those people. Those are the incidents that the police department will be focused on. Despite what you guys say, you can see, if you go to the police department's Facebook and Twitter page, you will see week after week, day after day, how they're going out, disrupting with our state partners, with our federal partners, drug organizations that are flowing drugs and guns into our city. That's what the police will be focused on. But let me also be very clear. Our police department never are they going to know. Not in this case. They're not going to know that some guy's going to wake up one day and say, oh, I see that my old girlfriend has a new boyfriend. I am now going to go kill that man. The police are never going to be able to do that. They're not mind readers. And we have to have an understanding of that. And anybody that doesn't has an outdated way of thinking about violence, has never lived in a community, has never had a gun put in their face, has never ducked bullets, has never lived with the folks that actually live in these communities in Baltimore have had to live with for so long. Thank you. Next question. That's your two questions. Next question. You got to come over to the mic, Mr. Pete. We can't hear you.
Okay, here we go. I just wanted to ask the deputy chief about generators. A lot of people died doing generators and putting them in the house, in their garage, stuff like that. Give me a second. I got to walk back.
Yeah, so generators are a problem. We occasionally see generators inside of homes. We'll see them in basements. We'll see them in garages. Anywhere inside a structure, it's not those structures aren't vented. They're not meant for those type of operations indoors. So, we don't discourage generator use. However, we do discourage it very close to livable areas of a home. 20 feet away, downwind of a residence is the most favorable way to do that.
Alexa?
Hi, I'm here for a quick update from the commissioner, if he's able to speak about where the investigation stands.
I can do it. The police department is actively pursuing leads. They're out canvassing the community. I saw the officers on North Avenue today, and as I said yesterday, that's their top priority. And when we have an update, and I know that we will, because we will find this coward, we will bring it out to you guys so that everyone knows.
So my specific question with that is, does this appear to be random or targeted?
We are pursuing leads to make sure that this case continues to progress in the way that it is. We are not going to share any information that might complicate what the great work of our homicide detectives are doing currently.
And this church appears to be in or right next to the Broadway East corridor. I know during the public safety meeting it was mentioned that was an area that had seen an uptick in crime. Looking for a response and if any other changes are going to be made. Well,
this is an area in East Baltimore that has had, in the Eastern District, that has an uptick. We have made deployment adjustments. Of course, this happened inside the church, which is a little separate. Even my own executive protection unit has been working in that area. We're going to continue to work with the commander in the Eastern District and others to make sure that they get the service that they need. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.